Okay guys, I'm Daniel and this is Dan's Tech.
Yes.
So in today's video, what have we got going on? Well, it's WWDC 2018 very soon, and well, there's some good and bad news. The good news is we could be looking to see a refresh for the MacBook and iMac line, as well as maybe the Mac Pro. Probably not though. But the MacBook Pro line 2018 is something that I have been looking at getting, but they should be getting a refresh. Also, something new is, of course, iOS 12. iOS 12 is gonna be a pretty good new release, is what they're saying. I've been reading at 9to5Mac as well as a few other sites to see what they have been saying about what's going to be happening at the WWDC event. I've also, of course, been keeping track of all the YouTubers. So iOS 11.4 has dropped, also giving updates to the stereo HomePods that people didn't see for the longest period of time that was promised when they released. Now, there have been people that have been patiently waiting for this to happen and be like, yeah, Apple will do it soon. We're very far into the HomePod being released now, and they have only just dropped that for happening. Like, honestly, Apple, come on, guys. But anyway, the iOS 12 release is imminent, and there have been a lot of speculation about what's going to be within iOS 12. I am hoping for some cracking new features. Hopefully, people have been saying there should be something new with Siri. If Siri has an update, then that would be cool. There have been people saying that they have turned on Siri and asked about WWDC 2018, and basically have been saying that Siri is telling them she will have a big update. There is something imminent for Siri. Some new voices, some new voice commands, but all that is to be revealed, of course, at WWDC. Now, as well as iOS 12 being released, of course, there is watchOS. I'm not wearing my Apple Watch right now. I am wearing a good old-fashioned analog watch. But the new watchOS should be dropping soon, watchOS 5, as well as tvOS 12, which should be pretty cool for the people that use Apple TVs. I'm not one of those people. I'll have to put my hands up. I mainly use Chromecasts around the house, but there you go. But yeah, the new version of iOS, also, of course, the new version of Mac OS. Now, there have been speculations of what Mac OS, the new release of Mac OS, will be called, because we've had Sierra, then we had High Sierra. Some people are making jokes saying it's going to be called Extreme Sierra or Summit Sierra. I have no idea what it's going to be called, but of course it is very imminent. Now, I have my iPhone 10 right here. I am one of the iPhone 10 users, and basically I am waiting to see what they do with iOS 12 with this, because there should be some cool new features, some new AI kit stuff, because of course the iPhone 10 is all about the AI and also virtual reality stuff. I mean, they flagged this so much with the release of the iPhone 10, and I'm waiting to see what they bring to this phone. Now, I really think that the iPhone 10 isn't utilised to the best of its ability. I think there could be so much more done with this device. I personally think that they're kind of underusing the whole portrait mode. There's a lot of things that you can't do in portrait mode, which I wish you could. For instance, taking a portrait right now, it takes a second. Like, to find itself, it takes a second, and it shouldn't. It should be pretty much instant. They said it's an instant thing. It takes a second for it to get you, and of course that whole faffing about whether or not you're too close or too far or the background's too far away. I personally think they should improve on this function, because I think that this, like, I love portrait mode. I use it like so much. portrait mode is pretty much my life a lot of the time. I love using it, but something I would love to see, which I'm pretty sure they could do with the dual cameras on the back of this thing, is even if it's only in 1080p, but portrait mode video. How cool would that be? Having portrait mode but in video, you could get the cinematic depth of field, that bokeh within video, and be able to do B-roll with your phone. Like, how cool would that be, able to shoot video on your phone? I think that would bring the iPhone X to the next level video-wise. I think this phone has a lot more potential than Apple are giving it. I think there can be so much more done with this device, and I really hope to see that they do something cool with this phone in the future. So next up is the fact that they are considering releasing new versions of what they will call the iPhone something. Nobody knows yet really, but basically a large format display as the iPhone X has here without the home button. But in a small, like in a budget version of this phone, which I think would look cool. There've been reports and rumours that they're going to do the iPhone 5C look with this phone, which I don't think they personally will. Just because this is such a premium flagship phone, I don't think Apple could bring themselves to make it look crappy and naff and put it in plastic. I don't think that Apple would do that. I don't also think that they would add the Face ID support to that, and also the expensive display, because the display on this thing alone is expensive because of course it's OLED. But that's just my thoughts on that. Of course, with that being, they might release a new iPhone. It may be the Worldwide Developers Conference, but they have before released new products on their product line. Now, of course, like I said before, I am hoping to see some new Macs with the 8th generation i5 and i7s, and please, please Apple, take away the 16 gigs of RAM in your Macs and replace it with an option for 32 gigs of RAM. That sounds mental, but in a laptop with no upgradability in the future, I think it becomes quite limiting. I have 16 gigs in this Mac Mini behind me, and this is a quad-core i7. And I personally think that 16 gigs of RAM can be limiting, especially if you have those Chrome tabs or those Firefox tabs. Personally, I'm a Firefox user, but besides the point, I personally think that a 32 gig RAM option in the MacBook Pros would be superb in every single way, and I really, really, really hope that Apple puts it in, but we can't hold out for that because Apple are Apple and they like to push the boundaries on what is okay. For instance, taking away the headphone jack on my phone. Trust me, it gets annoying. I've had to buy like 9 million of those adapters by now. Okay, so the next subject is the HomePod. Now, rumours have been that the HomePod is having a baby version added to the mix, and I think that with the 600,000 or so HomePods that have been sold, that's kind of a low number. And I think that basically, if they made a smaller version of the HomePod that was cheaper, I might think about using it. You can kind of see above my head up here, I do have Google Home in this room. That is my primary smart assistant for controlling lights and smart appliances. But if they made a baby Google Home, like, of course, LAXA, not going to trigger yours, sorry people at home, LAXA or even Google up there, if they made a smaller variant, like these guys have, they have the Google Home Mini and the LXA Mini, the Echo Dot, then I think it would be quite cool. I think more people would be inclined to buy the smaller version, especially if it was cheaper, because right now the HomePod is a tough pill to swallow with its price, especially next to Google Home, especially Google Home Max, which is its main competitor, which sounds gorgeous, by the way. Like, the Google Home behind me sounds pretty good for its size, but the Google Home Max really outdoes all of them. It's pretty decent. Of course, when you connect like an Echo Dot to a decent hi-fi system, then that's a different kettle of fish. But of course, these are supposed to be on a table, left to it, nice and reliable, simple devices. Okay, so that's pretty much it now, guys. I am so stoked for WWDC 2018, especially with all the recent technology that's flowing about in the world. I'm really inclined to see what happens at WWDC. there might even be a new iPad with this kind of full display like the iPhone 10, and I think that would be pretty cool as well. And I might even consider getting one. I have never bought an iPad, by the way, so that's, yeah, I have iPhones and Macs galore, but haven't bought an iPad, just haven't found the need for it. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I say, I am so stoked for the WWDC conference this year. I'm so hoping to see some new products and wishing the best of luck for the Apple developer team. I can't wait to watch the keynote, and Tim Cook, bro, you best be on it this year. You best be on it. I really hope that they have an amazing conference, and don't worry, I will be watching behind me on these monitors, and I will be watching every second, clapping along with you guys. I love the WWDC Developer Conference, and I can't wait to see all the vlogs and videos that come out from it, especially from people like iJustine. I can't wait to see MKBHD's video. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say on any Apple products that you wish to see. If you do have anything that you think that you would like to see either in a new release of iOS or something you would like to see brought back to a Mac or an iPhone, for instance a headphone jack or an SD card reader, then please of course leave that down in the comment section below. But that's it for now, guys. I've been Daniel, this has been Dan's Tech World. If you have enjoyed the video, of course, leave a thumbs up on the video. That helps. If you didn't like the video, then of course this button also exists, but if you did hit the dislike button, please tell me down in the comment section below. Also, while you're down in the bottom section of this video, go to the description. You will find links to my social media as well as to the kit used within this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. I've been Daniel, this has been Dan's Tech World, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.